You've seen the ads, you've heard the promises. Heck, you probably saw one just a few minutes ago. They all say the same thing, right? Get a VPN, protect your privacy, be secure online. But do they actually work? Today we're going to pull back the curtain and find out what a VPN really does, and more importantly, who you're really trusting with all your data. So let's start in a place we've all been. A coffee shop, an airport, a hotel, anywhere with free public Wi-Fi. It's super convenient, sure, but it's also the perfect place to see exactly why VPNs even exist in the first place. So picture this. You're at your favorite cafe, you've connected to their free Wi-Fi, and you're maybe checking your bank account or sending a quick work email. But have you ever stopped to think about who else might be on that same network, just listening in? Look, without any kind of protection, sending your info over public Wi-Fi is pretty much the digital version of shouting your credit card number across that crowded cafe. Seriously. Anyone on that network with the right and surprisingly simple tools can just eavesdrop. And sometimes it's even more direct than that. There's a pretty common threat called an evil twin attack. That's where a hacker sets up a fake Wi-Fi hotspot that looks exactly like the real one. You know, the daily grind free Wi-Fi. You connect to it by mistake and boom, they're in the middle. They see everything, every password, every message, all of it. Okay, so this is where the VPN swoops in, marketed as the hero of our story. It promises to build this impenetrable fortress around your data, even when you're on the most sketchy public networks. Let's dig into how it's supposed to work.
So the core idea is pretty simple. A VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network, creates this secure encrypted tunnel. Think of it like a private pipeline for your data. Your information goes in on your end, travels safely through the chaos of the public internet, and it's totally shielded from anyone trying to peek inside.
So how does this magic tunnel work? Well, it's basically a three-step process. First, your computer or phone scrambles your data. That's the encryption part. Second, that scrambled data travels through the secure tunnel straight to the VPN server. And third, the VPN provider unscrambles your data and then sends it onto the website you actually wanted to visit. It's like a secure middleman.
And the result of all this? Well, that hacker in the coffee shop? Now all they see is a bunch of encrypted gibberish. It's useless to them. And what about your internet service provider, like Comcast or Verizon? They can see that you're connected to a VPN, but they have no clue what websites you're actually visiting. Your real activity is completely masked.
Sounds pretty perfect, doesn't it? A secure tunnel, hidden activity, problem solved. Well, not so fast, because this is where the story gets complicated. See, online security is never about eliminating trust. It's about choosing who to trust.
This simple phrase right here, it gets to the absolute heart of the entire issue. You can't just make yourself invisible online. You never actually get rid of trust. You just move it somewhere else. So the real question becomes, who are you trusting now?
Right. You haven't made your data invisible. You simply shifted who you're trusting. Instead of trusting your internet provider not to snoop, you are now handing over all of your internet traffic, everything, to the VPN company.
Think about it like this. Without a VPN, your trust is kind of spread out. You're trusting your ISP, and you're trusting the individual websites you visit. But when you turn on a VPN, you're concentrating all of that trust, every single click, every search, every video you watch, into one single company, the VPN provider.
And putting all your trust in one place like that creates a whole new set of risks. You've probably heard this saying, if the product is free, then you are the product. A lot of free VPNs make money by selling your browsing data. And even with paid services, their servers could get hacked. Or they could be legally forced by law enforcement to hand over any logs they keep on you.
Okay, so keeping that huge issue of trust in mind, let's get practical. Let's just lay out a balanced, no-nonsense look at what a commercial VPN can, and just as importantly, can't do for you.
So what's the real trade-off? Well, on the one hand, a VPN is fantastic at hiding your true IP address and masking your physical location. But the downsides are very real. It can definitely slow down your internet speed. It does nothing to stop websites from using tracking cookies. And this is the big one, the VPN provider itself now sees every single thing you do online.
This brings us to probably the biggest myth of them all. The ads often sell a VPN as if it's an invisibility cloak for the internet. But does it really make you anonymous?
The short answer? No, not really. For starters, like we said, the VPN provider is always watching. Plus, websites have other ways to track you, like cookies or something called browser fingerprinting, where they can identify you just based on your unique device settings. And, of course, the second you log into your Google account or Facebook or Amazon, well, they know exactly who you are. Anonymity out the window.
So, after all that, how should we actually think about VPNs? It's time to reframe the way we see them. It's not a magic shield. It's a specific tool for specific jobs.
The absolute best way to think about a VPN is that it's not a silver bullet. It's not a cure-all for every online threat. It's just one tool in a much bigger digital security toolbox. And just like any tool, you really need to know when to use it and when not to.
And let's be super clear. Despite what some of the marketing might suggest, a VPN will not stop you from downloading a virus, it does not offer a 100% guarantee of privacy, and it absolutely positively does not replace the need for basic things like strong passwords, two-factor authentication, and just generally being careful about what you click on.
So, what's the final verdict? Well, if you use a trustworthy provider and you have a clear purpose, like securing your connection at that coffee shop, a VPN can be a fantastic tool. But if you pick a shady provider or you have unrealistic expectations, it can be worse than useless. It can give you a false sense of security, which is actually more dangerous. And that brings us right back to where we started. Choosing a VPN isn't just a tech decision, it's a trust decision. The question you have to ask yourself is this: who are you more comfortable with seeing your data? Your internet service provider or a VPN company that you might not know anything about?